All right, so today we've got a little fun one. Got an iceomatic CIM series. Um, Customer stated that the water was overflowing. It came out today, it was shut off. Um, Judging by how clean the machine is, the floats in there, the water floats that control the level of the water, um, most likely it's getting stuck. And I did remove that float assembly, and I ensured that that float was indeed getting stuck. So what happens is it tricks the machine into thinking that the trough or the tray inside is empty, so it keeps filling it until that float satisfies it. Unfortunately, it is getting stuck, and it's not closing that water valve. Now, another thing I noticed was if I can show you. Another thing I noticed was when we start this machine, knocking into things here. The condenser fan motors are continuously running, even when the ice machine is in the off state. So I went on top of the unit, if I can get my ladder, and I noticed the fan cycle switch has been bypassed. Now that's okay to do it temporarily to get by until they replace that fan cycle switch. But I think normally when I bypass it, I'll just bypass the two wires coming out from the fan cycle switch, but they've bypassed another wire as well with it. So I have to figure out which wire that is and why they bypass all three wires together. But for the time being, we are going to do a thorough cleaning. In this particular restaurant, they do get a lot of mold. They've got beer on tap. So a combination of those two is never good. But they're pretty good on getting these clean. So we're going to clean all the parts out. We're going to take them out. We're going to clean them. And then we're going to run it just to ensure that float's working okay. So if I remove this, ton of mold on here. This one kept getting stuck, as you can see. So yeah, we have to get that cleaned out. So we'll get all that cleaned out. We'll take the pump out. We'll take the distributor out, and then give it a nice little cleaning. Clean the tray. And then it should be an easy fix. I've mentioned to them in the past that we do have to replace that fan cycle switch. I don't know if we'll get approval for that on this work order, but we'll try again. So, it's important that we do replace that. Now, here's the weird part. The very first time I did work on this ice machine, I had contacted iceomatic, their tech support, and I mentioned them about the fan cycle switch, and they told me that it's okay that it's bypassed, which makes no sense, because then what's the purpose of having an ice thick, not an ice thickness sensor, a fan cycle switch if it's okay to run it, bypassed? It doesn't make any sense. So I would replace it in order to have that ice machine running properly. So we'll bring it to their attention again and see if they want to go ahead and do that. But for today only, we're just gonna give it a nice clean. We'll do a deep clean on it, get them up and running, and then we'll give them time to make that decision. So my theory is either it's that the bypass that they did, that's continuously allowing this motor to run continuously with even in the off position, or we've got a stuck relay or something funky going on in there. But for the timing, I just disconnected the power to the fan. yeah, so let's get the cleaning done and then we'll run it. Okay, so we got it all cleaned up. Unfortunately, some of the stuff was just caked on there and won't come out. Put it into a clean cycle, and we're gonna fill it up with some cleaner. I've got just that much left. I had a ton of cleaning to do today, so I ran out of all my regular bottles, but we'll fill it up from the top. This one I'm gonna mix it with sanitizer, just a little bit, and we'll let it run for about 35 minutes or whatever it is. But it's not overflowing anymore because we fixed that float issue. So this will get the ice machine running temporarily. So again, I have to bring it to their attention about that fan cycle switch. Hopefully they approve it and we can order it and replace it. So yeah, I'm gonna call this one good. I'm not even gonna just run it because I know it's working. And then until we see what they say about that fan cycle switch. So if they approve it, we'll be back and we'll get that taken care of for them. All right, so today we're back working on this unit. It's the iceomatic that we had to replace the fan cycle switch in there. We received the authorization, we got the part. So I already recovered the refrigerant. We're going to be sweating that off and going to replace it with the other one and vacuum the system and charge it up. Weird because I came in today and the fans weren't running as last time when we inspected it. Those fans were going off regardless of what state the ice machine was in. So we're going to replace this and rewire it and then go from there. There, we're going to put this wet rag on it so we don't damage the internals. It's going to braze it on real quick. Ah. Not the prettiest, but will do. Next, I'm going to remove the filter dryer and replace it out of the ice machine. Or not. I'm going to heat it up. Well, try that. No, don't have a good grip. Have to come up with a different plan. Okay. Now we'll just braise it. Drop my rod. Let that cool down. We have to repair those wires. Shoot. Ones look good. That doesn't look good. We'll have to rewire those. Alright, got the dryer brazed in. Let's inspect it. Not easy to do with one hand. Oh, missed the spot. I'll touch that up, and then we'll go ahead and vacuum the system. So we got the machine up and running. Ran into a bit of an issue with this one because as soon as I started it, after we vacuumed it and charged the system, I noticed that the compressor wasn't turning on, but the fans were. I then inspected it, and I found that one of these wires were cut. I guess maybe from when I was brazing on the dryer or the fan cycle switch. The wire coming in for the high pressure safety was snipped or burnt actually. So I tied that back in, the compressor turns it on. Gonna watch a cycle, see how it does. High side's a little bit high right now. It's pretty warm in here. I'd say at least 90 degrees in here, so it's running a bit high. Gonna run it. It's been about 7 or 8 minutes now, so it should be dropping anytime soon. So I'm gonna call this one good. Yeah, we'll see you on the next one.